Hi, Greg. You must be very happy with the first two matches results of your side because you already have 3 points and your games against top two of the three sides has already finished. So, how are you seeing before the Bangladesh game? What about your thoughts and are the planning for the Bangladesh game?
Yeah, look, obviously the win against Pakistan was absolutely massive for us, just to keep our chances alive of making the semis. But we know that we have a travel day yesterday, practice day today, and tomorrow's already our next game against Bangladesh. So it's a very quick turnaround, and we can't sort of dwell on that win last night too much. We got to concentrate on our next game. And Bangladesh is also a great side, so we'll have to come here and play some exceptionally good cricket again tomorrow.
Gentleman to the front.
Hi, Craig. The team must be over the moon after beating Pakistan, but as you said, how important it will be to keep the focus on, and Bangladesh obviously a familiar opponent, but they're not playing well, a bit struggling. So do you think that you've got the upper hand this time?
Look, I think we have a great chance in every game. In T20 cricket's that sort of game that if you do have a couple of guys that come off on the day, you can beat any side. And we know that Bangladesh is a quality side. So we're definitely going to have to bring our A game tomorrow. And, the guys are obviously got their tails up. We've got a lot of confidence, obviously, with the win against Pakistan. But we just know how fragile this game is and how quickly it can turn around.
Then all three of you in second row, you can take turns in asking.
Hi, Coach. I mean, it's just barely been a couple of days since that it has happened, and everybody's talking about it. I mean, you belong to that time when you have seen Zimbabwe cricket come a long way. I mean, I'm sure you don't feel that it's a surprise or something because you are pretty used to it by now. And also, do you feel that with these sort of results, this also opens the window for boards to consider to play more international cricket, so that the more you play, you kind of regain your own old that reputation and the history that you have?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's obviously the long-term goal is to try and play the bigger nations. And coming to a World Cup like this, there's no better stage to put out performances like that, especially against the bigger sides like Pakistan, and India and that. So it was a huge win, not only in the tournament, but for us as a team and a country going forward. And hopefully it's not just a once-off. We'd like to try and repeat those sort of wins, going forward, to try and make sure that we can get an away tour to England, or England can come to us, or Australia or India. So it does open up opportunities, but we need to do it a little bit more consistently.
Hi. Zimbabwe dreaming time now for a chance to part of semi-final. Do you believe that it is a big chance for Zimbabwe cricket?
Oh, look, we've got a huge chance to make the semis. Again, it requires us to win against Bangladesh and also to beat Netherlands. And then we've got our final game against India, and depending on some other results, but we can't look too far ahead right now. I think we're probably just looking at tomorrow and trying to concentrate on tomorrow's game and putting in a good performance tomorrow, and then after that, then we can look at Netherlands and plan our way forward from there.
Hey, unfortunately, Zimbabwe couldn't play last year's World Cup because of the reason. This year, you guys have come through the qualifier, and you are trying to. Are you guys trying to put a statement that we are capable of not playing the qualifiers, and the ICC should not try to get the teams not to qualify and play directly with 12 teams or 16 teams? Like Namibia has played also well. If the teams play directly, and you guys have to play now, you guys playing 7th match or 6th match, I guess. So are you guys trying to put a statement that you guys deserve to play in the direct rounds?
Look, I don't think that we're trying to put a statement out there. I think with the upset between us and Pakistan and the upset between Ireland and England, I think the statement's already out there. It would be really good to involve some of the lesser teams, because it creates that bit of excitement around the World Cup, especially when you do have the upsets, and it opens both groups up really nicely. So I think going forward, obviously for us to play the qualifiers back in Zimbabwe, and then coming to the World Cup to play another qualifiers is quite strenuous on the heart, and I think for all the supporters and the country as well, to have to go through both qualifiers to get into the World Cup. But I think the statement's already there that us lesser teams belong in the World Cup.
Before we come to another question on the floor, we'll switch to Zoom, where we have Mohammed Isam with his hand raised. So Mohammed, you can answer your question now. You can ask your question, sorry.
Obviously, Sikandar Raza has had a huge impact this year and also the World Cup with the bat and the ball. We've seen through all the ups and downs, especially after his minor scare last year, where there was a bit of a situation where he could have had a serious illness, and then to see him do so well this year, what's there to learn from him, and what does the team think about it?
Yeah, look, he's been absolutely phenomenal over the last few months, and I think a lot of credit's got to go to his personality and his determination to never give up. We've seen over the years that he is so passionate about cricket and about succeeding and about winning. And I think everybody plays around him really well. He's been such a good performer for us over the last couple of months. So we're going to need him to continue that for us, because he's a huge key in the bowling and the batting department. And on the day that he doesn't get runs, he contributes with the ball as well. So he's one of my good friends, and we started our career a long time ago. But to see his development over the last couple of years, it's so rewarding, because he put so much work into it.
And Craig, just to add about your captaincy, as some of them ask you about going to qualification, I mean, it's a very unique sort of challenge for a World Cup captain to go to so many levels to get to the stage. And now you're quite near a semi-final spot. I mean, what does it mean for you as a captain?
Oh, it means the world. You always question whether you're doing the right things, through all the different games and that, and I think to get the results that we have gotten, it's been such a pleasure to have guys like Sean Williams, Sikandar Raza, Regis to cover on the field, that I can consult with on a regular basis, in pressure situations, because it's very difficult for me just to make all of those decisions on my own. It's good to have different ideas and bounce things around, and then I've just got, at the end of the day, I've got to go with my gut feeling, and fortunately it's been working pretty well so far.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. We'll come back to two more questions from the floor here, and then we'll wrap up for today.
Craig, the likes of you, yourself and Sikandar Raja and Sean Williams, you guys are playing for so long, and you have observed so many ups and downs in Zimbabwe cricket. Now, at this stage today, you are here and making so many bars in the world stage. So how satisfying it is for you?
Oh, it's very satisfying. Throughout your career, one of your goals is obviously to play in World Cups. We've played in quite a few World Cups, and it's not only participating in the World Cup, but it's also making memories along the way. And that win against Pakistan, I think, will live in our memories for a very, very long time.
You can go ahead. Last question, and then we'll wrap up now.
Hey, over the last, earlier this year, obviously you had Mr. Houghton came in as the coach, and there was a change in the whole ecosystem. What do you think has gone in Zimbabwe's favor ever since, because earlier there was a little bit of here and there, the performance was not up to the marks, of the senior players were either rested or dropped. Suddenly you see the same bunch of players and same set of people are suddenly delivering. So what was the success mantra that under a new coach or a new system actually worked?
Look, I think, when Dave took over, he basically changed the way that we did our training, and basically instilled a lot of belief back into each and every player. And every time he speaks, you can just look around the room and you can tell that everybody's paying attention, everybody's taking it in, everybody respects him. And he's managed to just change the mentality of every single player in the squad. And I think, through the performances, I think it's reassured everybody that what Dave's doing for us works. And his sort of calmness and just the way he constructs things in and around practice, I think has been amazing. And I think everybody, has taken it on board. He's allowed guys to have that extra bit of energy because our training sessions are kept a lot shorter. And sometimes he actually chases people away from the nets, which has been really good because, everybody has the talent. So it's not always about, hitting thousands and thousands of balls. But I think the main thing is everybody really respects him. So, when he does stand up and say something, people are listening.